Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Kia Rio tank removal. Unfortunately, we have a little situation that came up. So, show you what we did instead. You see that hose right there? That one right there. That hooks from the vent line over to the middle of the purge tank. Sits over on the other side there. Otherwise known as a charcoal canister. We had to do that because the bolts that sits up on this side for the tank, the bolt head rounded off. So unfortunately it's stuck up in there until somebody else that's got better equipment than I do can pull it out. This one over here is just about as bad. It's rusted. I don't know if you can see it from here, but it's rusted. The head is, and I know the minute that you go to put a socket on that, it's going to snap the head off. Well, as you can see, it sits inside of a frame track. Goes across the back of the cart. You see that back there? So what we got is we're going to need to take this to the Kia dealer. And my dealership here is pretty good, so I'm confident they can fix this for me. We put a new clamp on the filler neck because the other one literally came apart as I was taking it off. So what I get to show you today, being that we don't have anything else we can do, is the connections inside on the tank, and then the relays and everything needed to make the car run. Had to move the seat last night because we moved the car off the ramps. So we'll go ahead and we'll throw our back seat out here on the roof so it doesn't get all covered in grass and stuff. We'll get in here. I'll show you these connectors. Alright, so this is what the top of your fuel tank, your sending unit. This here, this piece right here is a rubber seal. It protects a ring. It's pretty much like any kind of American car where you got a ring that you pop off with a screwdriver and a hammer. That's how that fuel pump sits in there. This line right here, this goes to that purge unit underneath the car. This here is your pump. I believe this here is your sender. So the way this one sits, if you look on the back side, it's got a clip on the back. So what you'll do is you'll just slide this back down on top of this pin right here. Of course, it'll have to be straightened back out. But you got your connectors right here. You've got, that's your, I believe that's your pump connector. That's your sender connector, and then this one with the red wires plugs in right here. So we can go ahead and plug those in while we're under here. You want to hear that audible snap. Another thing you might want to do, because of the fact that this one's covered in dirt, you might want to go ahead and put some dielectric grease on these contacts. I don't have any, otherwise I would do that. You just take your plugs and you just snap them in. And you just do that again on this one here. This one you tuck underneath, because that's how it came out. This one, it's got a overhead snap, so you're just going to kind of just pop it right in there. And then at this point, you would go ahead and you'd flip your cap over, and you'd line your cap up with your screws, and you put your screws back in. These are Phillips screws. I think it's a number 2 Phillips if you're into that sort of thing. You can use a drill. If you have a screw bit for your drill, you can drill these down. You just want to zip them down real quick because these don't quite fit the way that they should. You'd expect a bit to, or a screw to fit down in the hole. And that takes care of that. Then we'll go up front real quick and we'll grab our relay. And I'll also show you on the back of the fuse box, because I put both of those in the car. It's a nice car and all. It's just my mother had it and she, you know, didn't do much with it other than drive it and do whatever maintenance was necessary to it. Alright, so if you look inside here, the way this reads is it sits like this. Okay, so when you go to pull it up, you're going to flip it over and it's going to read just like that. So you go to your chart here, your fuel pump relay goes in this hole right here. Now you want to look at the back of it. I don't know if you can see it here, but you want to get it to where the lettering is straight up and down facing you. Push it back down inside the pan there. This empty space is for those that have fog lights, in case you're wondering. So after you get that put back down in there, you're going to flip this back over, snap it back down on the car, like that. And then you're going to just go ahead and put your... The reason we pull the negative cable off is just in case there's any kind of residual energy somewhere in the system. Because there's been occasions where even though you've relieved the pressure off the fuel system, it's possible that the pump could run while you're disconnecting it and spray you with fuel. I don't know of any occasion that that's actually happened, but I'm pretty sure it's possible. And that's just kind of added security. Then you're going to put your cable back down. I believe that's a 10mm socket. You're going to just go ahead and tighten that back up. You'll rotate the key. And let's see if I can get the car to do it with the cable loose. You'll rotate the key 2 rotations. So let me show you what I mean by rotations. You take your key. We got power because our door light's on. You'll take your key and you'll go, I'll show you here. On, that's 1. And then back to lock. And then 2. And then back to lock. And then once you've done that, go ahead and try to start it. It'll run like crap for about a day or two because of the fact that you've reset all the monitors. But altogether, your car is ready to go again. I'm sorry I didn't have anything better than this, but maybe one day when we get the opportunity to, I'll talk to the Kia dealer and see if we can film an episode of them actually changing out the tank so you can kind of get an idea what it looks like. But that's all for today. You want to send me any questions or comments, go ahead and do it down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this is something that you want to see more of. We can learn this car together, because as far as I know, there's no literature I've found that handles Kia Rios. So this will be something that we can work on together. But I'm going to go ahead and get these ends tightened up and get my seat put back in, and we'll talk to you next time. Be safe out there.